So I got this little challenge where I'm cooking food from every single country in the world in alphabetical order. Today I'm in Benin. Over in West Africa, can you spot the country that's shaped like a key? Bingo. Benin, no. I'm gonna start with their national dish, which is called Kuli-Kuli. It's essentially ground up peanuts with spices and then it's shaped into very interesting looking shapes. Then it's deep fried. It's a snack that is simple to make. I don't know what the hell just happened, honestly. Everything just kind of like, and it's sustenance and protein and it's those things for people who desperately need that. It's not something that's just exclusive to Benin. It's popular all over West Africa. So yeah, it's an important dish to make. On top of that, I'm gonna make Dahomey fish stew. Honestly, I couldn't really find any good intel on this stew today, besides the fact that it's from Benin. And Dahomey is the pre-colonial name for what is now Benin. Anyway, let's get started. What should I start with? I'm gonna start with their national dish, which is called Kuli-Kuli. Decisions. Why don't you get the stew started? That way it can simmer for a while, then you move on to the... So I need any sort of firm-fleshed, low-fat fish. I chose tilapia. I mean, there was options between porgies, sea bream, tilapia. I chose tilapia because it is the first one I found in the store. Fish cut up into 2-inch sections. Bowl me. Thank you. I'm gonna add in some flour, and then it just says add salt and pepper. So just be the judge of that. But I feel like that's not cool, man. So I just dredged the fish into the flour. Flour sticks to them, no problemos. Really not sure how you made such a mess with such a simple task. So I'm gonna roughly chop up an onion. It's been a long time since I had a good cry. Oh, okay. And tomato. So I'm using some red palm oil today. Very popular ingredient when it comes to African cooking. Came up when I made the dish from Angola. Mwamba de Galina, remember? There's a lot to be said about this stuff. I just want to make sure that when I'm buying it, if I have to, then I'm buying responsibly. Nativa, they claim to be doing a good job with this stuff. So, I mean, it does say habitat friendly. No habitat is harmed. Fingers crossed. Come on, baby, light my fire. This on medium heat. I'm gonna use my favorite pan today. 1/4 cup of red palm oil. Once the oil's heated up, I'm gonna add in my fish. Most people would say don't crowd the pan, right? I just kind of felt like it today. So I gotta cook these until each side is golden brown. Everything was kind of becoming messy with that overcrowding of the pan, so just don't do that, as tempting as it might be. I know I was coming off a bit braggy about it earlier. People would say don't crowd the pan, right?
I just kind of felt like it today.
It's just not a good idea when you're trying to like flip over fish. Okay, add in the onion, sweat the onions out for a bit. Just gonna make them a little translucent. Throw some on the floor. Add in my chopped tomato. I'm gonna keep this on medium heat and cook these guys just like this for 10 minutes. Of course, stir them around. Next ingredient has me really excited. I went to the fishmonger right down the street. I asked him, do you have any like fish stock, anything? He said, I literally just made this like moments ago. So I said, I'll take it. About 1/2 cup. So that's fresh fish stock. I'm gonna add a little more for good luck.
Because that looks so good.
Of course, I could have just used water or something, but I'm excited about this. So I gotta reduce the heat, lid on top, and I gotta simmer this for another 10 minutes.
Whoa.
Smells like the fishmonger, actually. Add the fish back in. Probably a more gentle way of doing that. So add chili flakes if desired, and I have to tell you, I very much desire. And then I'm gonna season. So that's gotta simmer like this, 30, 40 minutes, who knows, maybe an hour. Honestly, it just depended on when I'm finished with the Kuli-Kuli, which I'm moving on to right now. Okay, first off, I need to roast my peanuts. 1/2 pound, 250 grams. Could have easily just bought roasted peanuts, but I chose not to for the very reason of just pouring them on the pan. That was very, I need to roast these 20 minutes, 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so this is what I gotta do next. I want a tablespoon of mixed spices. So I'm just gonna split it in 4. Okay, first off, some nutmeg, ginger, I'm gonna add a little more ground ginger than nutmeg, some chili powder, black pepper. This is a weird way of doing this. This is what it says though. I guess more ginger? That's probably way too much. No, that's every recipe I've read about this says ginger, so I'm gonna make sure it's just topped up with a little more ginger. Okay. Peanuts have cooled completely. Food processor. Add in my peanuts, 100 milliliters of water, add my tablespoon of spices, and a teaspoon of salt. Okay, I'm gonna mix this till it's a thick, malleable paste. Okay, that is thick, that is malleable, and there's no big pieces of peanut left in there. That's a win-win-win. So I gotta shape this into whatever shape I like. You can have sticks, you can have balls, nut sticks, nut balls. I'm gonna be careful with my words and say I'm making a nut sphere, a nut globe. It's better, nut globes. It's gotta be peanut oil. I'm gonna use my big pot so there's no accidents. Once that oil reaches 340, deep fry for 3 to 6 minutes. So it says deep fry those until solid. These are disintegrating in front of my eyes. What is going on? Okay, I don't know what the hell just happened, but these completely fell apart. Is there any one of them that survived that? Nope. They all fell apart in the oil. I really do not know what just happened here. Everything fell apart. The definition of insanity is what? If something isn't working, you continue to do it over and over again? Well, so I'm just gonna ease this one in. I'm just gonna dunk it and move it around while it's in the oil. Just so everywhere is getting, ooh, check that out. How about that? This might be working. This method might be, okay. I just came up with something on the spot and I'm really, really proud of myself. Oh, that's not working at all. It's just whittling it down into nothing. Okay, this is turning into a huge embarrassing failure real fast. I don't know what the hell just happened, honestly. Everything just kind of like fell apart instantly. It wasn't even like a slow death. I added these friggin' things into the oil, it's like seconds. They just disintegrate in front of my eyes, wither away. Thankfully, I didn't add all of them. I have 4 left. I want to try to redo this thing. So I have these peanuts, thankfully. They were sitting in the pantry and they are ready for their moment to shine. Yeah, very lightly salted. So I will not add any salt into the recipe. This is an entirely new one that I'm following along to. Very similar, but there is a few steps I can take to mitigate the disaster that was the, well, you know. What am I doing? Just
250 grams is 8.82 ounces.
I'm gonna half the recipe again. I don't know what I'm doing. Hot mess right now. Things are gonna be a bit different this time around, so I'm gonna grind these up until they are smooth. Half a tablespoon of ground ginger and like 1/8 teaspoon or just like a pinch of chili powder. A couple pulses ought to do it. So what I gotta do next is drain the oil from the peanut paste. So I have it in a paper towel and just kind of like squeezing it, just trying to extract as much oil as I can from these things. I can see like the paper towel kind of getting a bit darker. If I don't take this step seriously, these things will dissolve as soon as I add them into the cooking oil. And that sounds very familiar. It's haunting how familiar that sounds. It's just how do I know I've extracted enough of the oil? Dry these out as much as possible, I guess. Try a kitchen towel, a clean kitchen towel, how about that? Okay, definitely no way to get rid of all the oils, so just kind of pat them dry as I see fit. Damn, they're still kind of oily. Obviously, I didn't add any water into these things this time around. I don't know if that's what contributed to the huge, massive failure that I went through, but we'll see. So I had to fix the oil situation. It was completely filthy from the last time I fried everything. I let it cool, I drained it, and then I cleaned it out. I skimmed it. Let's get that heat back going on that. It's disintegrating still, but not as severely. What the hell is this? It's literally the size of a peanut right now. All right, it's just gonna vanish into oblivion over there. I cannot for the life of me figure out this recipe.
I'm trying over here.
I saw somewhere online that I could try baking these, so 200 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. I saw that online. I don't know. Here's my latest iteration, and here's my first attempt right here. So here are the pre-roasted peanuts, the brighter color, and then this is when I roasted the peanuts myself. I'm gonna stick with, I'll stick with this. All right, at least we got the stew. If I didn't have the stew right now, I'd be completely empty-handed. Order up. Mixed emotions about this day, honestly, but cheers. Oh, it's a good stew. This is so damn tasty. There's no reason why I will not continue to make that stew all the time. I had it on a low simmer, like the lowest possible simmer, and just checking on it while I was trying to figure out these damn things. And that was a while. Continued to watch it and like stir it and everything. But I think that was the best thing that could have happened for it because it was just packed full of flavor, like fish flavor overdrive. And you know, when I went to the store, I made sure I bought the nicest looking fish fillets I could find. In addition to the really like hearty fish stock that I found, it just made a perfect team there. Honestly, tell your friends about the fish stew. Let me try to figure out something to say about these things. This is the oil. Yeah, look at that here and just like think of what this place smells like right now. It's just that dreadful burnt deep frying smell in here. It all smoked up in here. I had to open all the windows and just like pray that the smoke alarm wasn't gonna go off. Febreze the shit out of this place, and it's still intense. I guess if these have been in your life and you grew up with these things around and you know how to make them the right way, I couldn't figure it out, so I am sorry, Benin. I just think this is a huge failure. That is just not my cup of tea. Just like the texture is just like crumbly. It's just like way too much ginger and salt in mine. I just overdid it with the spices, and obviously it's just not correct. So if anyone knows exactly where I went wrong with this, just let me know, because I'd love to know the exact way of making that, because it's so seemingly simple, yet not so much. New on my Patreon this week, I just released a exclusive Q&A video. So if you want to check that out, sign up for my Patreon right around here, I think. There should be a box around